Dear students, so in this PPT I am going to explain you about the brief of introduction about the gyroscope. Okay, so what are the important of gyroscope, what is the main use of gyroscope, and why we want to gyroscope in nowadays. Okay, so gyroscope is nothing but it is a device, or it is a mechanical device which is used to maintain the orientation or measure. Okay, so this is about the gyroscope, and it will work on the principle of angular momentum. Okay, so another, if you can, even you can say another definition. So normally a gyroscope is it is a heavy spinning body, that is a rotation body, having a masses or wheel. It is mounted only one uh, at one point, and its center of gravity is fixed to the position, okay, as shown in the figure. So the wheel being free to change of the direction, that is orientation direction of its axis around the center of gravity, is called as a gyroscope. Okay, so gyroscope, I will repeat. The another, normally it is a device which is used to measure, it is used to detect, or it is used to maintain the orientation or measure, or it is a heavy mass spinning body having the masses or wheel. It is mounted only at one point, and its center of gravity is fixed position, and the wheel being free to change orientation about of its axis is called as a gyroscope. Okay, so normally, our, you can say another definition, it is a spinning or rotating body which will rotating about, and its axis is free to move in other direction, okay, under the certain external forces, is called as a gyroscope. Okay, so these are some definition of gyroscope. A gyroscope is a device which is used for measuring or maintaining the orientation based on the principle of conservation of angular momentum. Okay, so gyroscope is used in almost all the that is a aerospace, okay, to do in a plane, ship, okay, disc. These are some of the uses of gyroscope. Okay, so this is about the definition of gyroscope. Normally gyroscope consists of three axes. Okay, first one is the spin axis, that is it will rotate around the vertical line. Okay, so I shown here in the vertical line. Our second one is, it is a primary axis, that is a, it rotate the whole gyroscope in the plane, that is whole it will be rotated. And third axis is the secondary axis, it rotate the gyroscope up and down direction, okay, up and over the direction. So these are the three different axes we are going to use in the gyroscope. Okay, so another definition, you can say this, it is a device used to measure or maintain a orientation of any vehicle, that is a vehicle, nothing but not vehicle, that is a planes, disc, ships. So, okay, these are the used in gyroscope. Okay, in later class we are going to study about how it will going to detect the direction. Okay, and it will work on the principle of angular momentum. Okay, initial axis of the rotation is conserved due to the gyroscope effect. Okay, it consists of an spinning masses on an axle. Okay, so this is the block diagram of gyroscope. Okay, gyroscope consists of normally a gyroscope frame, and that is an axis, spin axis at the central axis. This is gimbal, that is it will rotate around the horizontal direction, and rotor will be there. Okay, so these are the different components of, that is a parts of a gyroscope. Okay, how gyroscope work? Okay, there are two way of working gyroscope. One is mechanical gyroscope, one another one is an electronic gyroscope. Okay, mechanical gyroscope, you take the spinning mass mounted on a gimbals. Okay, already I shown in the diagram. So free to output versus fixed output, it is also there. And sensor, we are going to use some sensor on the axis to detect the rotation, that is the direction and precision. Okay, so these are the, how this is the working of gyroscope work according to the mechanical device. These are the element we are going to use to work on the gyroscope effect. If you take the electronic gyroscope, coils, vibrating gyroscope will be there. Proof masses feed oscillating current to induce the vibration. Okay, a vibration mass tends to oscillate in initial plane of the reference. When rotated, then there is a chance of oscillation in orthogonal plane detected by the circular ray. Okay, so but for yours, just to remember the mechanical gyroscope. Okay, so gyroscope couple. So what do you mean by gyroscope couple? So normally gyroscope couple is very important. So let us assume this diagram. So in later we are going to derivation is the next slide I am going to derive. So gyroscope is having a two axis, that is one is the x axis, y axis, that is normal. And here the direction of, if you this is the based on the how you are going to observe the plane or any disk. Okay, so consider a disk spinning with an angular velocity of omega. So take on ox, there's a disk will be fixed. So let us assume this is spinning with an angular velocity of omega, that is omega is measured in terms of radian per second about the axis of the spin, that is ox. Okay, in anti-clockwise direction. When you, this is about I shown, this is about the diagram. When you see from the front, that is the front side, the plane in which the disk is rotating is parallel to the plane of YOZ. Okay, therefore it is called as a plane of spinning. So normally it is rotated in a plane of this what YOZ direction, so hence it is called as plane of spinning. Okay, this is about the gyroscope. couple. And normally we have one derivation, it will be there, gyroscope couple, that we are going to solve the next class. That is g is equal to I omega omega speed, that is the derivation equation will be there. So we are going to in detail just from this diagram or understand this means, just to understand that this is what are the parts and what are the elements, what are the planes we are going to use in a gyroscope element. Okay, so ox and oy will be the what axis of the spin and the axis of the reaction of the gyroscope, that is our opposite axis of the precision will be there, there is a vertical line. Okay, now these are some different planes we are going to use in gyroscope to calculate the gyroscope effect. Okay, so next, common users. Okay, gyroscope can be used in almost all the areas. That is, a gyro compass will be there to detect the direction used by the ship to find the truth north, seek minimum potential energy and stability of the assistant, Hubble Space Telescope, bicycles, inertia guidance system, guided missiles, measure angular velocity in inertia reference plane. Okay, data that change to the orientation. Okay, combined with an accumulator for an 6-axis sensor and aeroplane ship. These are all the device, these all are use the gyroscope devices, okay, to detect the direction or measure orientation, rotation, etc. Okay, so this is a block diagram of gyroscope. I shown you already this, these are the parts, just to remember, don't make confused. Okay, so you have to draw this diagram and write the definition of gyroscope. Nothing but it is a device which is used to measure the or measure the orientation or to detect the direction. Okay, so that is covered the gyroscope. Okay, so here the what are the different properties of gyroscope. So gyroscope have two basic properties, that is a rigidity and precision. Okay, these are the two terms very important related to the gyroscope. Okay, the first one is the rigidity. See here, the spin axis, that is the rotation axis of the gyro wheel, tends to remain in a fixed direction in the space if the no force is applied to do it on the gyroscope effect. So this is called as a rigidity. Precision means the axis of the rotation has to tendency to turn at a right angle to the direction of the applied force. Okay, so in the while solving the derivation, we are going to know these two terms definition. Okay, rigidity means, precision means. Here in the first, there is no force is acting, here we are going to apply the external force. Okay, so what are the different application of governance where we are going to use the gyroscope? Okay, so first one is an aeronautical, that is aerospace industry, that is aviations. Okay, in that remote control flying devices, helicopter, some hovercraft, some plane, etc. Rely on gyroscope to prevent them to from the flipping over and or on going into the spin. So these are the devices we are going to use the gyroscope to fix in this. Okay, to detect the direction. Okay, second one is spacecraft rely on gyroscope for the orientation while in the space. Okay, so these devices are going to use to detect the orientation in a space. Okay, so aircraft and the aircraft autopilots rely on a gyroscope to account for the change in direction and altitude. Okay, or next one is third application is in naval field. Also we are going to use gyroscopes are used in the ship to maintain the stability. The effect of gyroscope on the steering, pitching, ruling, that is how we are going to, what is the effect of steering, pitching, ruling, that is the turning moment. Okay, so for this also in the ship also we are going to use a gyroscope. Okay, in automobiles also we are going to use this gyroscope. Behavior is used in a racing cars industries. This is because car engine acts just like a big gyroscope. Okay, because of the gyroscope forces from the engine, depending on whether the engine is spinning clockwise or anti-clockwise, the car moves will be forced up and down. Okay, the turning moment we are going to use to detect this gyroscope in automobile sector. Okay, so next one is a wheel on the motorcycle. So small element, so small vehicle element, we are going to also use that gyroscope to detect the direction. Okay, so this is about the some pictures application of gyroscope. So in toys and everyday uses, the gyroscopes are used in various toys such as YYOs and frisbees. These are some toys we are going to use this gyroscope. Okay, next one is the application of the next continue in electronics devices. Also gadgets also we are going to use this gyroscope, that is I shown here. Gyroscopes are used in various field of nowadays, such as in smartphones, videos, games, controller, computer, mouses and precision mouses to detect the direction. Okay, so these are some pictures I shown you. Okay, so this is about the brief introduction of gyroscope and what are the application of gyroscope. And the gyroscope couple I'm going to tell you different, and it has a here these are the two properties of rigidity and precision. In rigidity we are not applying any forces, force is not generating. In precision we are going to apply the forces, just to remember that. And gyroscope couple also we are going to calculate or we are going to derive this equation, that is g is equal to I omega omega p. This is about the gyroscope couple. Okay, how gyroscope work means I can say those by using some element sensor, spinning, free output, sensor, precision. Okay, so this is about the gyroscope. It is a device which is used to measure or maintain the orientation. Okay, this is about the gyroscope brief introduction. Okay, so I hope you understand this. Thank you very much.